Howdy y'all, Los here, the Austin coffee technician. I'm with a 30-year anniversary Gaggia Classic Pro. It's a pretty cool looking guy, but it's got an issue. As you can see, we'll turn it on here. First of all, I'm not seeing any heat being drawn. There's nothing being hit on my wattage meter. And then secondly, no pump. So there's something going on here that we need to investigate. I'm gonna show you how to fix that. Once she's unplugged, we can now take off her top. Once her top's off, you got a couple ground wires to remove, and they got little push connects. You can't just pull these. You got to press the little button in order to pull them out. All right, next thing I'm going to look at is for any continuity in our thermal fuse. First of all, my guess is that there's no power being drawn anywhere because it's all connected to itself. So if one is disconnected, the whole thing doesn't work. It's super easy to check with one of these. This is a multimeter. This is a nice multimeter. What you do is you put it in ohms and you get it to where it's called continuity. Continuity means it's all continuous. So if a wire is connected to itself, the meter will beep. And that's how we know if components are working or not. So I have the clips on these. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probe the thermal fuse. I'm going to try to find two metal contacts. A lot of times I just poke right into the insulation right on the top and just try to touch. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to push right through the Teflon-ish, it's probably Teflon. I push right through, and I'll push right through, and lo and behold, no continuity. That means our thermal fuse has popped, and that's why we have no heat. That's a piece of cake to replace. Let's go ahead and do that now. So now we want to replace this thermal fuse. Super easy to do. We replace and take out the clip. We take out the clip, and that gives us full access to the thermal fuse. Look at that, that already came out and broke off. Thermal fuse city. Now let's double check our thermal fuse here. Good. Here's the thermal fuse up close. Not sure if you can see, but it is a 184C, which means that's its tolerance. If it gets to 184 Celsius, it's gonna pop. Okay, now that I've got my replacement, we're gonna go ahead and prep the wire. We just need a little bit of wire. So there we go, there's our connection there. I love it for stripping. Nice solid connection. Just to be sure, we'll give it one more crimp a little bit towards the middle. Excellent. And these are unidirectional. It really doesn't matter how they flow. Very good. So there's our first crimp, and always give it a little tug. When you give it a little tug, you're for sure it's not going to yank out that easily. We're going to replace the little tube here, the Teflon tube. Just a little bit, enough so that we can butt these up together. And we're using butt connectors. Yeah, I know. It's funny, funny, funny. Har, har, har. But you should look at what steam valves are called in espresso machine worlds. At least what they used to be called. I don't think they use those terms anymore. But look it up and see what they used to be called. One crimp, two crimp. Excellent. And we'll butt these together. Crimp those together, and that's all there is to her. It's that simple. Okay, once she's on and crimped and butted up, we're going to slide the Teflon guide protector back over the metal parts. This is purely here to make sure we don't accidentally short. Once you have your thermal fuse in place, I'm going to hold it down. Get your screw in there. I'm sticking to the screwdriver, so I made it a little easier there. And then you replace that. Let's plug it back in. We just replaced the thermal fuse. That's all we've done. we're back. It's as simple as that. This repair is complete. It came in with a no pump issue. We discovered it also had no heat issue as well. Determined it was the thermal fuse, replaced that thermal fuse, and she got back to work. The work went rather smooth today. Well, keep in mind, I've done this kind of work many, many, many times, and I know what I'm looking for. If you decide to work on your own stuff, be careful. Always make sure it's unplugged. 120 volts can give you quite a shock. Be careful. That being said, this Gaggia Classic 30th anniversary is ready to go home to make some amazing espresso once again. Thank you for watching. Till next time, bye.